Yo, what's up, basketball fans? Welcome back to the channel, where we break down all things NBA in the most exciting and detailed way possible. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you don't miss out on the latest breaking news, hot takes, and deep dives into the biggest stories in basketball. Today, we've got something absolutely massive to talk about, and I promise you're going to want to stay tuned for this one. Kevin Durant, yes, you heard that right, the two-time NBA champion, two-time Finals MVP, and one of the greatest players of all time has just signed a mega deal that is sending shockwaves through the NBA. And guess who's at the center of it all? The Chicago Bulls. I mean, when was the last time the Bulls were making headlines like this for something good? For years, the Windy City has been struggling to find a true superstar to lead them back to the promised land, but now, with Durant on board, they might just be poised to make a serious championship run. This deal could change everything for the Bulls, and not just for this season, but for the foreseeable future. The entire NBA landscape has just been shaken to its core, and in this video, I'm going to break it all down for you: how this deal came about, what it means for the Bulls, the NBA as a whole, and where the team goes from here. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. If you are a true American and proud of it, show your support by hitting that subscribe button. Let's start together, keep the spirit alive. Okay, so let's talk about the deal itself, because this is where things get really interesting. Kevin Durant, the future Hall of Famer, has agreed to a 4-year contract extension with the Chicago Bulls, reportedly worth a jaw-dropping $225 million. Let that sink in for a second. A $225 million deal for Kevin Durant. That's not just a big contract, that's one of the biggest in NBA history. And when you break it down, it's clear that this isn't just about the money. This is a statement. The Bulls aren't just taking a shot in the dark here, they're going all in. This is a team that's been looking for a superstar to bring them back to championship contention for years, and now they've got one of the best players in the game. Durant's been a force for over a decade now, and his ability to score from anywhere on the court, stretch the floor, and lead a team in the clutch is exactly what the Bulls have been missing. He's not just a star, he's a difference maker. And the Bulls are putting all their chips in the center of the table with this one. But beyond the money, what's even more significant is the timing of this deal. The Bulls have been on a steady climb these past few seasons, but they've lacked a true superstar to elevate them to championship contention. Zach LaVine is an incredible player, don't get me wrong. His athleticism, shooting ability, and leadership have kept the team competitive, but he's never had that proven championship-level sidekick until now. DeMar DeRozan has been fantastic as well, especially as a scorer and playmaker, but he's more of a mid-range threat and doesn't have the same ability to take over games like Durant does. And then you've got Nikola Vucevic, who can score and rebound, but is limited in terms of his versatility on both ends of the floor. The addition of Durant to this mix transforms the Bulls into something much, much scarier for the rest of the NBA. What makes this move so significant is how Durant fits into the Bulls' current system. Chicago's offense has been fast-paced under Billy Donovan, with plenty of movement off the ball and a focus on spacing the floor. That's something Durant excels at. Not only does he have the ability to score in transition, but he can stretch the floor as a shooter and create mismatches all over the court. Whether it's a pick and roll with Vucevic, a pick and pop with LaVine, or isolating on the wing with DeRozan, Durant gives the Bulls multiple ways to score. And don't even get me started on the fact that Durant is still an elite defender, something that's been a point of concern for the Bulls in recent seasons. He can guard multiple positions, block shots, and provide rim protection, all things Chicago has been needing in order to compete with the best in the East. But now let's zoom out and think about this from a bigger perspective. What does this move mean for the rest of the NBA? Well, it's not hard to see that Durant's decision to join the Bulls is going to send ripples throughout the league. For years, we've seen teams like the Milwaukee Bucks, Boston Celtics, and Philadelphia 76ers dominate the Eastern Conference, and for good reason. These teams have been stacked with talent, and they've been the teams to beat. But now, Now, with Durant on the Bulls, Chicago is throwing their hat into the ring as one of the top contenders. They've got the talent, they've got the depth, and with Durant leading the charge, they've got the star power to match up with anyone. The Eastern Conference just got a whole lot tougher, and the battle for supremacy is about to get even more intense. You have to look at what this does to the landscape of the East. The Bucks have Giannis Antetokounmpo, and they're always going to be a tough team to beat, but now they've got to deal with Durant's elite scoring and ability to perform in clutch moments. The Celtics have been one of the most complete teams in the East for the last couple of seasons, with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown leading the charge, but Durant's presence adds a new layer of difficulty for them, especially given his ability to hit tough shots in the playoffs. The 76ers, with Joel Embiid and James Harden, have been one of the most dynamic duos in the league, but again, Durant adds that extra dimension to the Bulls' offense that could be hard to stop in a 7-game series. The East just became a dogfight for the top spot, and the Bulls have inserted themselves right at the top of that conversation. And if you look at it from a long-term perspective, this deal positions the Bulls not just as contenders for this season or next, but potentially for the next decade. Durant's contract extension locks him in for 4 years, and with the Bulls having a core group of young players around him, they could be set for sustained success. LaVine, DeRozan, and Vucevic aren't exactly spring chickens, but they've still got plenty of good years ahead of them. And then you've got the younger guys like Patrick Williams and Kobe White, who are showing flashes of brilliance. Williams has the potential to be a two-way player, and White has the speed and skill to be a valuable contributor off the bench. The Bulls have talent, depth, and now they have experience with Durant. It's the perfect combination for building a team that could make multiple runs at the title. This deal also has to be seen in the context of what it says about the Bulls' front office. Mark Eversley, the general manager, and the rest of the front office have been incredibly strategic in building this team. They've made some excellent trades, drafted well, and focused on building a team with chemistry and depth. But this mega deal for Durant is a sign that the Bulls are all in on competing for a championship now. They're not waiting for another year or two to see how things develop. They're bringing in one of the best players in the world, and they're doing it now. It shows a level of commitment and ambition that fans in Chicago have been dying to see for years. This is a front office that isn't afraid to make the big move when the opportunity presents itself, and that's exactly what they've done here. At the end of the day, what this means is simple: the Chicago Bulls are back. They're relevant again. And with Kevin Durant leading the way, this franchise has the potential to not only compete for championships in the immediate future, but to be a perennial contender for years to come. The NBA just got a whole lot more exciting, and I can't wait to see how this all plays out. Will Durant be the missing piece that finally brings the title back to Chicago? Will this be the start of a new era of Bulls basketball? Time will tell, but one thing's for sure: the Chicago Bulls are here to stay. So, let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think Durant's move to the Bulls is the game changer Chicago fans have been waiting for? How do you think this deal affects the rest of the NBA? Make sure to drop your thoughts, hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe to the channel for more in-depth NBA analysis. You don't want to miss what's coming next. Catch you in the next one.